Hey guys. So this is so funny and weird that I'm doing this, but I put out like a poll or whatever of if people would be interested in seeing like what I pack with me and the equipment that I use for my photography business. And there were quite a few yeses, I think maybe like 10, and there were no no's. So I'm like, well, if I can help the 10 people that said yes, I will. So I'm gonna walk through my cameras, my lenses, my flash equipment, and then I'll have everything linked to Amazon so you guys can see prices. I've obviously invested a lot of time and money into my business, and it's not even like my full-time job. I still teach, but it is so fun, and I just feel like it is a passion of mine, and if I can help people, that's what I'll do. So cameras first, and then I'll link times below, so if you just want to skip to flashes or other equipment that I have, you can. I'm going to try also in this nice little space here to put example pictures so you guys can kind of see what lenses I use to get which pictures, and go from there. So I started with a Rebel like T6 or T7, just a kit lens, and then pretty quickly I learned, okay, invest in a nifty 50, so 50 millimeter lens with a low f-stop. That low f-stop will allow as much light in as you can, get that really creamy background, blurred background in a lot of pictures. And then I quickly updated my camera to a 6D, I believe, Canon. I started with Canon, so I just continued to use Canon. Yeah, I don't know if I don't have a brand preference. I've used Nikon before and they seem really smooth to use too. I just started with Canon, so that's what I used. Anyway, so I upgraded to 6D, and then soon after that I upgraded to the 7D, this guy. So this is like the backup to our backup. I'm pretty type A, so I like having backups. And then this is the 50 millimeter 1.4 that I originally bought. Pretty sure it's 1.4. Yep, 1.4. There you go. And this is just a solid start lens for sure. So yeah, this is that one. And then I think I borrowed someone's 5D Mark IV or tried it at like a workshop that I went to, and I was like, oh my gosh, that camera is everything. So I rented it from Adorama.com, which is kind of nice because you can try cameras ahead of time. I think I did that with my R6 as well, because if I'm going to invest that much money, I want to try it before I buy it. So I got the 5D Mark IV. It has the beautiful touch screen, tap to take a picture as well. The 35 millimeter 2.0 lens, I think I also upgraded around that time too. At that same time, I got a used 85 1.8. Yep, 85 millimeter 1.8 lens, which is the only time I really use this. It's for like church ceremonies or like especially Catholic weddings, because it gets you that really far distance shot without having to like crowd through. I also like using this at like outdoor receptions or outdoor spaces, so you can like get little gaps between people and get reactions from far away, not having to be like super obtrusive or in people's space. So the 85 is really cool for that. But the 35 and the 85 was what I was shooting with when I just had these two cameras. Like I have one of those on either camera. Like my 35 normally always stays on, and then I'd switch between my 50 and my 85 depending on what the afternoon held, and I had the dual harness, and that was like super smooth. Like I liked it. It gave, sorry, the cats are playing, gave me lots of options and versatility throughout the day. And then I was like, okay, I kind of want to upgrade. I had a 28-70 zoom lens for, I think it came with this camera, and it was super nice, but it was a 2.8 f-stop, and I just felt like it wasn't giving me the light that I needed. So I was like, I'm gonna try renting the 28-70 RF lens with the Canon R6 body and see how I like it. And it was like a game changer. I loved the mirrorless, loved the fact that I could use this one lens and this one camera all day for a wedding day and for every type of session I want to do. It's so nice because the 28 allows you to zoom out really far, and if you're in really tight quarters or like a newborn session or whatever, that 28 millimeter length was awesome. And then the 72 getting me almost to like my 85 was just awesome for ceremonies as well. So I bought it. Here she is. She's hefty. It is awesome. I love the lens that pops out. I can do double exposures. I can do anything with this lens and this camera, which has been awesome. If I wanted to put anyone, like if I wanted to use my 85 to get a little bit more distance, I have the RF like adapter. So I put this on my RF camera and then I can use an EF lens, which is nice to have that option as well. So yeah, these are my cameras and my lenses, and I love the R6. It's been a very fun camera, good camera to have. Pricey, but I don't know, it was a good investment for me. So okay, let's take a peek at flashes. All right, here's my inside of my like camera case. The brand is this one. Okay. There's like Pelican ones too that are really nice and pricey, but this one was like perfect. You can kind of organize these however you want to. So I have my external flashes here. The 5D Mark IV that Michael uses for weddings and my backup camera, and then my 7D, my lenses. This is the 85, the 50, and then the 35 normally just stays on this. And then I also have my adapter for if I wanted to put one of these EF lenses on my R6 camera. And then these are my Magmod triggers and flash tops, like the little diffusers. I keep all my extra batteries here or on me, business cards from people, cleaning supplies, and then in this back little area I keep my extra batteries for my flashes. And then in my backpack that I keep with me on wedding days and for just normal sessions, I have my R6 camera with the 24-70, a couple of flashes, my fractals, so I'll show you those, and then my SD card case, which I will also show you that. This backpack, I'm pretty sure is just like an Amazon Basics that I got when I bought one of my backpack or one of my cameras. I think my my 7D from someone on Facebook Marketplace. And then my diffuser also goes in the back of my backpack as well. So I have it for like especially senior sessions or if I need some more light or less light. So yeah, that's the stuff that I keep on me at all times. Okay, let's talk about flashes. Flash was frustrating for me when I first started because I just didn't know the devices I could use. I didn't know just the settings. It was a lot of trial and error. I still feel like I'm trial and erroring with a lot of it, but this is what I found works for me. Some of this too, I like shadowed other wedding photographers in the area and they let me try their stuff and see how it worked. So I think one of my first cameras came with this Canon flash, the 430X2. So these were called speed lights. They're super great. A lot of them come with this little diffuser in the top, but I found this little piece of plastic here, and the Magmod brand creates these little diffusers. They have magnets that go with these magnets up here. And this is like my favorite way to diffuse light, especially in reception spaces. and it bounces light really well. So that was a nice little option that I found works really well. So I have 3 flashes since I have 3 cameras. So Michael has options, or 2 if I just like my batteries die in this one and I like quick am in the middle of first dances, and I'll just grab my other flash and go from there. So this one has ETTL, which is like, I guess the only way I know how to describe it is like a manual, not a manual, like an automatic flash. Like it knows based on your camera settings how high the flash should be. So oftentimes I use this and it just kind of auto does the flash, which is very helpful, especially if you have a hard time understanding those flash settings. Sometimes I will change it depending on like first dances, or if I use one of my external speed lights, one of these guys. So I'll place this, it's the 8200 Pro. I'll put this in a bracket like this, tighten it up, and then I'll put it on like a little light stand, and then I can adjust the height. I can change the angle of this. I can put it on manual mode. I can do whatever settings I need to for that. And I have 2 of them. So oftentimes at like receptions or first dances, I'll set up both of these flashes. One will be kind of behind the couple and one will be to the front or the side. And then I'll use my manual flash to just kind of manually adjust the light as I need it. And it normally gets me really cool pictures. I'll try to put one right here. Hopefully I can figure that out. And I feel like these external speed lights just do such a cool job of like making the lighting a little bit more dramatic and like special, kind of, I don't know, just fun. So I have 2 of these external flashes. These external flashes are controlled by, I think one of my speed lights has the ability to like control the speed light without having to use a trigger. So these are the triggers. I have 2 of these X2TCs. I think they came actually with these MagMod kits, if I remember correctly. I know some of them do. So I use these, and then I put the speed light on top, and then this connects to the camera. And so I'll have these 2 external flashes plus my speed light flash, just to kind of lighten up the room, especially in dark reception places or like barns. I feel like are places that just don't bounce light very well, so I need just extra lighting. Or winter weddings that it gets dark at like 4 p.m. and you just need extra lighting. That's what I use with my external flashes. I also think this one came with a kit as well. This just controls these external flashes, but doesn't allow for me to attach another flash on top. So if I just need the external lighting controlled, I use this trigger, which is the X Pro C. So that's what I do for flash. Hopefully that's helpful. Okay, last thing I want to go through is just some other little items that have helped streamline my work process. So I want to share those with. Another thing I wanted to mention, and I wanted to say it at the beginning, is I do not know everything. I will be the first to admit that there's so much to learn about photography and practice and try and get better. So I've learned a lot of these little things from workshops that I've gone to, other photographers in the area. So I just wanted to share that and just keep that in mind and do what works for you. Try these things, rent these things, see if they work. But yeah, I'm still learning as well. So for picture taking, like I'm thinking kind of weddings and receptions, I have used like those little twinkle lights before to get some really cool pictures. I'll try to put one in here. At one of the workshops I went to too, someone had these fractal lenses, which are really cool. You put them in, like in front of the camera lens, and it'll just give you really cool, you can kind of see the picture on the fridge, and it's a set of 3. And it kind of changes things up. I feel like, especially at weddings, and especially if I'm there kind of late, like I don't want to take the same dancing pictures over and over again. So it's nice to have some options and play around. I like doing drag drop photos. I'll try to put one of those here, which has been great. Another thing to help me stay a little bit more organized is a battery case of charged, or if they're dead, just to help me streamline even like my charging process. I have all my chargers in a little basket. So that little storage container is great. Another storage container that I use is for my SD cards. So these are all the sessions that I need to edit. And then I put this organizer case in a fireproof bag. So it just goes right in there. And then my sanity is secured as well. Just don't want anything to happen in the pictures. I also back up my photos on my external hard drive and cloud as well. And then I also keep the SD cards until I've delivered the gallery. But I keep all the originals too. And then my SD card case, I had a smaller one, but with how many sessions I did, I needed to upgrade to one of these. So these larger cards are my CF cards. That would be for my 7D and my 5D Mark IV. So those are what we use for the dual card slots, and then all my other smaller ones are in there, like my 32s, 64s, and then 128s for weddings. So I keep those in my backpack, so I have them for sessions. I also always play music at my session, so I just get a little speaker that I bring with me. And then for wedding parties as well too, I like to play music just because it helps kind of lighten the mood and just get the party started, and I can be kind of awkward, so that helps. I'll try to think of anything else that I use and I like. And HoneyBook is the client management system that I use. I switched over to that probably last year, and it has really helped streamline everything too. On the client management side, I was getting a little stressed out with remembering what sessions were coming up and all of that, so that really helped. And then I use PickTime as my gallery delivery system, which their print options are fantastic. I absolutely love their print quality, the options, the pricing options. It's just like a really smooth system, so I have enjoyed working with both of those companies. And yeah, if you guys have any other questions, like please ask me, reach out to me. I've thought about doing like mentoring, but it's almost just easier for you to reach out to me and us to like go grab coffee or something like that. And if I have time. So yeah, blessings. Good luck if you're starting. You'll be great.